This is your daily briefing, and you are most welcome to it. Our friends and neighbours, Arsenal got beaten by Brentford last night, up the bees, and dog's abuse for Ben White, their new guy, the 50 million kid from Brighton. And I would posit this, and I'm thinking about Christian Romero at this particular moment. But I would suggest this to you: is it the case that Arsenal have bought a lemon? Or have they in fact bought a diamond, which they've placed into a box of lemons, and now all the light refracting through that diamond is yellow and lemony? Looking in our own backyard, Fiorentina technical director Berdiso, our intention is to renew Vlahovic's contract, according to Football Italia. I haven't done it on here. I did it on the blog, so I'm going to see if I can. But we need to look at the video clips of this guy's goals. I'm getting huge echoes of Vincent Janssen and Vinicius. They're all tap-ins from, mostly speaking, from within about 4 yards. A goal is a goal is a goal. I understand that, but we had two very one-dimensional strikers that didn't pan out for us. Do we need a third, especially a really expensive one? Sky Sports Lyle, that's Lyle Thomas, and this means it's coming straight from the press office at Tottenham. It is understood a move for Tottenham's defender Serge Aurier recently broke down over disagreements about his appearance at next January's African Cup of Nations. That's not always a big sales pitch to sides buying a player, because it means they're going to lose the guy for X number of weeks. I would have thought if he was going to a French side, they'd be pretty much more used to that than perhaps some English sides. But if that's not happening, that's not great news. Same chap again, Lyle, Sports Lyle. Tottenham in talks for Nikola Milenkovic after his proposed move to West Ham broke down. Oh well. And more good news. It comes in not single spires, but in battalions today. Corriere dello Sport are saying that Takahiro Tomiyasu, the Japanese lad, hoped to be able to wear the Tottenham shirt for the past few weeks once the deal done. However, Bologna have continued to ask a price Paratici has turned a deaf ear towards, meaning the deal is now off. It's been on, it's been off, it's been stalled. The only thing they haven't done is actually got it over the bloody line. So, same old. We've obviously got Manchester City tomorrow. Pep Guardiola was very short in his press conference when asked about Kane. I answered questions in the previous press conference, not going to talk about it. I had made an exception last time. And we had Nuno. I got into trouble. In here for clickbaiting, which is something I think I'm pretty good at, but it doesn't work like that on YouTube. You don't come in via the headline. But I did think that Nuno was on the ropes. I stand by what I said. I think it was a really tough, tense, taut press conference. I think he really didn't enjoy it. And I made the comment to somebody, it felt like people were just taking it turns to walk up to a guy who was curled up on the floor, give him a kick and see if they could get a response. He was very calm, very holistic, very measured, very dull. But that doesn't mean to say that the bruises won't swell up in the morning. We've been through this with Poch. We've been through this. This whole business of how are you? How are you feeling with the squad? You haven't bought anybody for 500 days. Yeah, I'm very happy. He wasn't very happy at all. He was in pain. And, this business of having Christian Eriksen, but he can't give you 100% because he's worried about getting injured, and he doesn't want to be injured because he wants to be transferred. And Nuno has been here with us now long enough that he knows the limitations and the problems he has in front of him. So what we're getting is all of this blandola, holistic guff, with him telling us, oh yeah, working really well, yeah, oh so pleasing, and all this thing. And I've got the horrors about tomorrow's game, to be honest with you. Two quotes I'm going to pull out because I thought they're particularly awful. Nuno on Tongi: it's about us deciding at the right moment to use the players available. We can see there are many aspects, what we want, what we think the players should do. It's not easy to adapt to a new idea and philosophy. this is beyond me. What philosophy? What new idea? Is he fit? He doesn't have a pound spare on him, and Spurs still can't get a tune out of him. There's a massive problem there somewhere. And Nuno on Harry Kane was training today. Of course, we had a talk, but it's a private conversation. He is here with us and is a Tottenham player. We've got to think about tomorrow. Yeah, I'd be looking for a bit of a more long-term plan, to be honest with you, mate. And yeah, he is here today, but there's just a really uncomfortable vibe about the whole business. Christian Romero has apparently recovered from his injury, and he'll be assessed after tomorrow's training session, which is today's training session, and that comes from Jonathan Veal, who's good stuff. That's Jonathan D. Veal, Veal 83 on Twitter. He works for Press Association Sport. Well worth following. No nonsense, just the facts. David Ornstein has lowballed us again. Why? If you have nothing authentic to say, remove yourself from the field of play. Harry Kane knows this summer is pivotal in terms of getting a move, but if he does not stay at Tottenham, the striker will knuckle down and focus on his football. Yeah, okay. Mika Richards has done a piece for the Mail, which on balance is pretty good, but he warns that there are two very different seasons in prospect for Tottenham. One is where Kane stays and scores goals and we keep them in and around the top 6, and there's another where he leaves and we basically become a top 10 team. The other curious thing is he thinks that Dele Alli is going to be a massive player for Spurs again. People keep on saying it. Maybe one season it will come true. That's just about it. We've got games on. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a change in format for the games. I'll be doing a preview of some of the Premier League games that I think are of use for us to look at, and all being well, I'll be doing a number of pre-match clips before the game, and certainly afterwards, maybe at half-time if I'm sober. Don't want to put anything out that would embarrass me at a later date. So, eyes and ears down for a full house. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.